Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. Um, Sorry, this is like not tilted correctly. And as always, I forgot to put on my lips. I'm sure none of you are surprised. So, if you did not catch our live last night, you have to go check it out. I had so much fun. There were so many ideas popping back and forth between myself and my guests together, even with the chat as well. It was just loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So I'm excited. I'm hoping that next time we can have a couple of other designers. The more the merrier is how I see it. So let me say good morning. Good morning to Mary and Dominique. I'm sure more will be trickling over after Dorothy leaves or ends her life. So I hope everybody had a good weekend and a Merry Christmas. That's what you were doing, Heather. At one point, I had a piece of wire on my mat and I didn't know what it was. So, why it was there, but I realized why it was there now. I was going to demonstrate something and I'm still going to demonstrate it. I'm just hoping that Dorothy pops over because I'm showing these two how to do two different loops because she said she was having trouble. So I wanted to show her how I do a traditional wrapped loop and then how I how I do my hybrid loop and why I like to do a hybrid loop. Good morning, Donna. Did your Bears win? I didn't get a chance to see how the rest of the games wound up yesterday. So yeah, I know she's just about. I was over there, and I just popped over real quick. I was excited. We had several new names last night, which is a blast because it just means that our community is growing, and that makes me very happy because it gives all of us a chance to possibly connect with other people in our community if possible. So, oh, they lost right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, our last game we won, but the two that we lost this year, one of them was the other team made a field goal, like a last second field goal. And then the other game was when our kicker missed a field goal that he was taking. So otherwise, we would have been undefeated, but it's good. Yeah, you guys are still in the hunt. We got to win this Sunday so that we can clinch first place in the AFC and home field advantage. So that will be good. I am going to show some loops this morning. Can you believe it's like December and I'm wearing this? It's still warm outside. So I don't know. Our coldest time of the year, though, is typically January if we get cold. But anybody get any good beauty stuff for Christmas? You're in layers there. Yeah, not down here. Oh, does anybody get any cool beauty stuff for Christmas, even if you bought it for yourself? my hubby bought me several different strands of beads that I'm very excited for, and it's going to be good. We had a good Christmas. The baby was spoiled. Her Santa pictures are so cute. So, because she's like completely serious face, but huge eyes. So yeah, you got a tumbler. So now you can tumble your handstand. That's awesome. I got one for my birthday last year and I've used it not as often as I wanted to, but I will be doing so in the coming year, being as I want to work with the bare copper and bare bronze wire in 2026. So that would be fun. Good morning, Rosanna. I'm glad you're here. Um, so yeah, she's yeah, it'll be fun. I like doing it. Speaking of baby puzzle, guest break. Yeah, well, honey, you were so busy with your guests, and I was, you know, it's all right though. You can't tumble hairpins and such. Oh, it is big enough. That's awesome. Dominique, I'm so excited. I think you were the sleeper last night. The stuff you showed was exquisite, and I cannot wait to watch your videos. So get to it, please. Just kidding, but yes. Yeah, they did work your butt off, but you could have said, I need to take it easy. I just had 2 cents put in. I mean, I don't know any other person that has 2 stints put in their heart and then host 12 people for Christmas. You're crazy. All right. I hope that Dorothy is over here and going to see this. I haven't seen her name pop up, but I'm going to demonstrate a couple of loops and then I have no idea what we're going to do, but we'll be good. Morning, Linda. Glad you're all here. Um, So I'll start with how my hybrid links came about. I don't like simple loops. Mine are always like this. When I'm finished, it's never straight on, which I was like, ah. And Morning Gloria, I know, Beth, I know, but you could have done potluck here. Everybody would have been fine. So I started my hybrid loop because I don't like simple loops. I don't find them secure, even if you're using 18 or 16 gauge wire. If you put enough tension on it, it's gonna pop over. So I also do not like the look of the traditional triple wrapped loop. I'm gonna go down to the mat so that you know exactly what it is I'm talking about. I'm not a fan of the triple wrap. I should have done this on a bigger scale, but I will. The triple wrap because you have all of this space between the beads. And then if you make the another one just like it, you've now got a half an inch of space. And I wasn't a fan of that. Rather than with the hybrid loop, it's essentially as little space as a simple loop, but it's more secure. And I'm going to show you guys just how secure they are compared to the wrapped loops. And I'm going to test all the way down to 26 gauge wire, so that you guys can see how strong the hybrid loop actually is, so that you can work it into your skills. Sorry. I don't know why I'm so thirsty. Okay, so I do want to start with the traditional wrapped loop, and the way that when I'm using it, do it. So I take my wire and I bend it at a 90-degree angle, just like that. Then you put either a round nose plier like this, or your bail making plier like this, which is what I'm gonna do. Sorry, my phone stands there. So no matter what kind of loop I'm doing, I like to put my barrel directly in the corner instead of going up vertically or horizontally. I go right there, right in the corner. So you're gonna go up, down, then rotate the pliers so that they are parallel with your bead mat, and then you're gonna pull over. This is 18 gauge wire, so it's really strong. Even with a lower gauge wire, I still like to give my wire a loop or a little tug. And then the triple wrap, you just start wrapping it around. Now, you can do it with your hands. You can do it with pliers, just like I'm doing. I will tell you, I find it easier to tuck my wire when the last bead is on. So there you've got 3 wraps on this side, because this is where the loop started. You've got 3 wraps on this side. Oh no, I only got 2 because I didn't cut enough wire. Sorry. Also, I like to cut my wire on the side, not on the front or the back of the loop, especially because I like to, when you have a focal that is beautiful on both sides, I like to have the option to go to it. So that is a traditional triple wrapped loop right there. Now I'm going to show you my hybrid, and then I will do some strength tests and show you exactly what it is. So again, I'm just going to make a bend. It obviously does not have to be as long as with the other one. And then I'm going to put my barrel at, I don't know, is this a 45-degree angle? I don't know, but I put it directly in the crook, and then I go up, over, and down, rotate my pliers so they're parallel, bend it up. I'm going to grab onto the end of this. I'll redo it in just a second for the straight cut. And then all I do is grab the end and wrap it around until it goes to where the other loop starts. And I'm going to show it again. So you came in the middle. Again, I like to cut on the side, but that's all the space there is. It's very simple and very close to the look of a simple loop, but its strength is just, there's no need to worry about it coming apart if you were to choose to use this hybrid loop. I'm not going to call it well, I do sometimes. I try not to, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who has done this before or a variation of this before. So, okay. So, do you see the difference when you put the bead on? I think this is like really pretty. Oh, I was off camera. Okay, I'll do it again. Don't worry, Dorothy. So this is the traditional wrapped loop, and this is the hybrid loop that I like to use. I'm going to show it again for Dorothy. Well, for all of you, since I was off camera, I apologize. Okay, either way, no matter which loop you're going to do, I like to start it by bending it to a 90-degree angle. The traditional wrapped loop, I put my pliers in the crook every time, but most people hold their pliers vertically, and they go up, over, and then they push down the wire until it meets up against the other piece. Then you turn it vertically and you're just going to pull that wire over. As I just stated, I like to give it a little tug to make sure it really has that round loop. Now you can take this off of your bell making pliers if you like to use chain nose pliers instead of keeping them on here. So I'll grab those just so that you guys can see the difference. So then I'm going to put my loop in between, and I like the bent chain nose pliers because it keeps it out of the way. Like you don't have as much. And then you're just going to wrap, and I just come around and I switch how I'm holding my pliers each time. This again is not going to be a complete triple wrap loop because you'd want 3 loops on both sides. So there you go. 3 loops. You're good to go. My hybrid is different. Make the same 90-degree angle. Take your pliers, put it, I like it directly in the crook, and you're going to go up, over, and down, just like the last one. Put your bail making pliers parallel to the mat and pull the wire over. Then grab a pair of pliers, give it a little wiggle just to make sure you've got a nice round loop. Then you're going to grab the end of it and you're going to pull it along the back until it meets up where the other loop began. So you're going to pull it just so slightly, then you're going to take it off your mandrel. I bent my wire because I wasn't paying attention. And then I'm just going to go and clip this right on the side. And I have a nice loop. I'll show you again. This is the difference. It's up to you. If you like that space, by all means, go ahead and do it. I'm actually going to do one so that you can see the way it looks when one is linked with another. So let me go ahead and do that really quick. Bend that around, go in and cut it off. Same with the other one. Just okay, so there's one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up the same way. But I will have to join it, obviously, to the other one. So I'm just gonna pop my little loop open. Going to attach the other link right after I make the loops. Going the same way. Just going to pull that down into my loop, close the loop, put my round nose pliers right in and across that wire, switch to my dominant hand, and nope, don't get stuck on that. Okay. Bring it around till it meets up. It actually curved it a little bit too much. And then you've just got to tuck your tail in, obviously. And then for the triple wrap loop, you have to leave some space for your loops or your wraps to go. You're going to go up, over, and down, rotate parallel, pull it across. Then you're going to grab your tail and you're going to wrap it around 3 times. And then you're going to trim off your wire. Oh, I didn't connect it. That was the whole point, Heather. I'm sure some of you were like, Heather, you messed that up. I messed this whole thing up. I don't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't even finish this one correctly. You guys are probably sitting there like, Heather, nope, that was supposed to be a triple one. It's okay. Gauge wire. Okay. I know I'm off camera. That loop just went all kinds of wonky, so I have to make another clip. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to make a 90-degree angle. I'm going to zoom out a little bit to help myself to stay on camera. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to make my loop on this side. Going to be 1. I don't ever go more than half of the rotation before I let go of my wire and pick it back up on the other side. That way I don't get the like angled ones. Where you have like a weird bump, especially if you're like me and don't leave yourself enough wire. Okay, that one's wrapped 3 times. This one needs to go down 1 more time. I will add the bead and go to the rest. And I know this is a lot of repetition. I just want to show the progress so that, I mean the process, so that you can see every point of it. So if you get there and you're not liking the result of your loop, you can go and fix it. Okay, now I'm going to put this little bead on and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to leave room for my wraps by bending it at the top of the pliers, not at the top of the bead. I'm going to put my round nose pliers on, up, over, and down, pull it across. And like I said, if you don't want to leave it on the barrel to wrap it, that's perfectly okay. You can take it off. And you can also use your hands when you're using the lower gauges. Like this is a 20 gauge. And I could use my hand. But I just wanted to show it with the pliers. Because I know there's quite a few of us that have dexterity issues. Okay, line up my loops and do it 1 more time. 90-degree angle. I'm going to grab my loops. For the strength test, I have most of my wires all ready to go. So okay. Nope, 1 more. 1 more little half turn here. Yep. And then I'm going to cut this right on the side of the wire so that I don't have two sides. Okay, Heather, you need to connect this one to the other one. Let's not forget again. Ba, ba, ba. If you're doing a lot of these, I really recommend doing it production style, where you do all the first loops, then you wrap it, then you put a bead on, then you do the loop, then you wrap it, because you're less likely to forget to, or at least I found that I'm less likely to forget to add it because I'm doing just that step one at a time. Okay. So we're going to open up our loop. We're going to grab the other one that has the 3 wraps on it. We're going to close our loop up. I'm going to go ahead and rotate around here and grab onto my loop to keep it straight so it doesn't get distorted. And I'm just going to do 1. Come on. Just one more little half turn. Okay, so now I have there we go. So now I have each loop and it has 3 rotations. Sorry, my tools are all magnetized. This drives me bonkers. I'm gonna go and tuck in my tails. Careful not to break a crystal. Okay, now I'm gonna put these on another piece of wire so that you can see the way they hang. So do you see, you're also using less wire with the hybrid link, but they're also very different sizes. So there's the hybrid. Now, I want to test these with you guys. Hold on. I thought I had all these ready. Just a second. Let me get these ready real quick. I thought I had already done so. I have the 16 gauge. I'm going to show it with the, I believe this is either 20, no, this is 22 gauge. I'm going to show you the strength test on the 22, and then I'm going to go to the 26. Because if it's strong there, it's going to be strong up in the larger gauges. So we're going to go ahead and clip that off, grab our other 22 gauge wire, bend it, and we're going to do the hybrid loop, and then I'm going to connect it to the other side of this. So on one side, we will have the hybrid loop. On the other side, we will have the traditional wrapped, where the wire is wrapped around 3 separate times. And you want to make sure, I don't know why this wrap looks loose. Probably because I was talking. There we go. Okay. So again, this is 20 gauge wire that I'm using right here. And one is the hybrid loop, one is the triple wrap loop. I'm going to pull them with a plier on each side. It does not come apart. The one wrap is just as strong as the triple wrap. This is 22 gauge wire. I'm going to take it down to 26 gauge wire. I'm going to grab on to both sides and tug. That popped off at the very end because the wire itself completely distorted. Even the loop on the other side, the loop was completely distorted. And I was pulling with all of my might. So if it holds at 22 and 26, which I know that popped right at the end, it's going to hold even on your higher gauge wires. So if you prefer the simple loop look, this comes in very good. Oh goodness. I'm glad to hear that they did that. So yes, it's very strong. So again, if you prefer the look of the triple wrapped loop, here's a 3 bead link where I used both of them. And you'll see that this one, well, you would if I was showing you my mat. That's the difference. When there's 3 beads, they're both very pretty, but it's all about the aesthetic that you want to give. And if you have smaller loops, obviously it's going to be an even bigger difference. But this is what I came up with. And I'm showing you guys this because Dorothy said she needed help with loops, but also because I want to inspire you guys. If there's a technique that is not working for you, you have watched somebody do it over and over and over again, and you're still not picking up how they're doing it, I would tell you, go and watch 3 or 4 or 5 different content creators do the exact same technique, whether it be I do too, Dorothy. It's so, and you don't have to worry about it going around multiple times. You don't have to worry about like making sure your loops are all the way up against your hoop, because you're only going a half of a rotation. So it's good. But I was saying, if one technique just isn't clicking with you, we all learn differently, we all teach differently, and you're more likely to find something that clicks with you by watching multiple people do it differently. Or maybe you take this part of one content creator and this part from another one, and you come up with your own method. Beth did that. She wanted to learn the herringbone. And so I taught it, Randy taught it, and Rosanna taught it all within 1 week. So she got 3 different ways to do it. And I even did like the full herringbone and then the half herringbone, where you just go around the bottom, but the top weaves up into the triangular pattern. But she went through and she picked this part from, like, she took a little bit of everything from each of us, and she was able to come up with a way to do it. And she makes beautiful herringbones, beautiful. And it was just a matter of watching other people learn. So if my traditional wrap loop wasn't explained to a way that makes sense to you, go watch Rosanna do it. Go watch Becky do it. Go watch Jennifer Miller do it. Go watch Jody Krantz do it. Until it's something that works for you and you're able to do it, that's all that matters. And if you have a completely different way of doing it, that works for you. Those words that works for you, it's fine. You don't need to say, oh, I know I don't do this, and I know I don't do it like this person, and I know I don't do it like that person. Just say, this is the way I do this. If you already have a technique that works for you, great. If this isn't clicking, go watch so and so and so and so do it. So it works out well. There are very few skills that have to be like, we have to do it this way and this way only. If that was what happened, we would have lost, we wouldn't have S hooks, and we wouldn't have the triple wrap loop or the hybrid loop the way that I do it. We wouldn't have the herringbone that's both sides with the bead in the center, or one side to where it looks more like a teardrop. We wouldn't have all of these different skills and these different wraps. Same with macrame. We wouldn't have the half hitch knot, the alternating half hitch knot, the full hitch knot. You know, there are so many variations to it that it works for you. I did macrame for over 5 years before I understood what somebody was saying when they were doing the square knot, because they kept saying, do your P and your Q, your P and your Q. And I was like, what are you talking about? This is not a Q. And then one day it finally clicked. Oh, it is if it's a lowercase q. But again, it's different. Everybody learns differently. And just because it may not be the way somebody else does it, I would tell you that you don't ever need to say all that. You just need to say, this is the way I do it. And that's all that's important. Alrighty, now let's design something. Because I just chatted for 40 minutes about loops, and now I want to make something. Alrighty, what do I want to do? Do you guys want me to do a simple crochet pattern? Well, I haven't strung the beads. So we'll save that for tomorrow. I'll do some crochet tomorrow so that I have time to string the beads on the cording, and you guys don't have to watch me do that because it's worse than watching paint dry. So we'll go from there. How about I pull out my my Christmas box from Randy at Thunderhorse Descendants. Let's see, what are we gonna do with it though? Let's do a tiger eye with these, which I think are absolutely beautiful. There was also 2 moons in each box that I might pull out to do earrings with once I get my design all situated. So I have my beautiful tiger eye strands. They are absolutely gorgeous strands of beads. I love them. And then I think I want to pull out these little spacers. I lost my paper. These are just beads, right? They're not, sorry. These are crystal or glass beads, correct? Or are they a stone like a man-made stone? I don't remember. I got all of these at Hobby. I got these at Hobby Lobby. You can also get them off of Amazon. Hobby Lobby has them for a very good price. So that's where I've gotten them. I like to put my boxes in these, and I would have like if there's smaller amounts of things, I put them in smaller ones. There's these sizes. I like these because I can put an entire box in them. I can open it up, dump out what I need, close the lid, scoop it up easier. It is, and I can see everything because I have a hard time digging the beads out of those flat bottom containers. It's it's difficult for me. They flip into other sections. If they're the ones that are adjustable, then you get beads commingling all the time, which is annoying. So I have found that these work best for me when it comes to my description box. And hello, Renee. I'm sorry. I didn't see you pop in. Did I miss anybody else? If I did, I'm sorry. Yeah, Mary was yelling at me, Heather, connect jump. It's so funny. Yeah, these are the ivory rondelles. So but were they like man-made beads or are they crystal? Or are they glass? That was the only part I wasn't sure of. And I was saying how this keeps them all separated. And then I dumped one into the other, but that's okay. Because, I actually really like the way the garden quartz looks with those. I was going to use these, but I think I kind of like the pebbles with the tiger eye. Let me pull some down on the mat. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to use. Not that this is completely out, but but see how I can like separate them? I can put them up there. You don't need to worry about having the triangle trays or a bunch of the square ones because you can simply just untwist these and have them laid out that way. Renee, they don't come in as big of sections like this. I believe they come in 5 or 6, and the big ones come in sets of 4. The thing is that at the bottom of each of these containers, it always has the ability to attach them onto each other better. So you can just go and scoop it up like that. But this is not this box. That is the container bundle. But that's why I like doing these. I like them a lot better. Okay. Will you please just go down? Goodness. Rondell Ivory with Mercury. Oh, check glass. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I know we have another Kim. You missed it last night, Beth, because we literally, when I first started the live, I had 4 different dawns, and that was all. We just had 4 dawns. Those were the first comments last night. So I was laughing because I thought it was funny. But yeah, I kind of really like the garden court, especially these ones that have like the little sunstone almost sparkle in them. The tiger eye pulls it out nicely. That's funny, Kim. Oh, Heather was the most popular little girl's name the year I was born. And so they would call us by our name with the first letter of our last name. And my maiden name is Palmer. So they would always say Heather P. And everybody would be like, what if she doesn't have to? I heard that so many times. And that's why my children are named interesting names. Okay. So now, am I going to do knotted? Am I going to do strung? Am I going to do link? I think that I want to do knotted as long as you. Also, if you guys didn't see the other video where I showed these are such a lifesaver. They are made for like sewing bobbins, like this, or sewing spools, so that they don't get all like strung out and messed up. And I love using them for my my lawns. I never know which lawn it is, so I just call them the lawns. I think that I want to do, yeah, I think I'm going to do knotted. I'm not a fan of this pinch bail though. I don't like pinch bails. So we're just going to take that puppy off and we will connect directly to this. Should I pull out a full strand? Wingspan is what I mean. Yeah, I'm gonna. And then a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to have to glue this in. The other end is already glued. So I will show you my technique to do that. All I do is take this Gorilla Glue, the one with the blue caps. And I always have it down so that the glue is all done. You need very little. Just a little drop, unless you're doing multiple strands. Yeah, that's on. Then you're just going to fold this in half and pull it through. Then you're going to go through, you're going to do it one more time. And then the very last time, you're going to use a part that doesn't have any glue, and you're going to pull off the excess. And if you use that Gorilla Glue, you don't have to do this in advance. It's already dry. It's already dry. It's already ready to go, so that it stays stiff for you. I'm gonna go ahead and clip the very end at an angle. So we're gonna be using, we might bring this in, but I'm not sure. And I do have spacers too, because I still like to use bead caps and floral spacers even in my knotted projects. Okay, so we're going to pull this out and we're going to attach it to our pendant using a lark's head knot. So you're just going to pull your strand in half and then together like that. Pop the loop through, make it as big as you need to, and then grab both ends of the string and pull them through. Now, the way I just did it, it's a reverse lark's head knot. So I apologize. I used the wrong term, wasn't paying attention. This is what a lark's head knot, I doubt you guys are going to be able to see this. Here, let me get it so there's nothing else. So you either get it like this, where there's a little line across, or you get it where the thread comes out. I don't really mind which one I do on this. Sometimes I care when it's like bigger cording, but when it's this, I don't really care. And I'm going to pull out my awl rather than my knotting tool or tweezers, because this is the way that I like to bead. Okay, so I do want to go ahead and make a knot here though. So I'm just going to wrap it around 2 fingers, cross over the back, pull the cord through. And I'm going to do it twice. This is called a surgeon's knot. When you thread your cording through twice, that's what it's called. And then I'm going to put my awl inside the loop. I'm going to go ahead and pull this down. I'm going to pull both strands. Come on. There we go. It's tightening up. At least I am hoping that it is. And then once it's down there, you can do your final little tugs. Don't understand why this didn't go down all the way. There we go. Okay, now I have a nice sturdy knot, and I moved it up and away from the anti-copper. Oh, why did I pull the gold out? Not that I mind gold up against with Tiger Eye, because it actually goes very nicely. I just need to see, do I like the gold with the copper? I don't mind it. I think I'm just going to stick straight to knotting. I may change my mind, though. I do have some antique, I just had them. Oh, right here. Some antique bronze spacers that I might use with those. And I do also have antique bronze daisy spacers. So I think I'm going to start with some of the garden quartz. So I'm just going to put one of the spacers through, and then I want to go directly to the garden quartz to start off with. And then I will put another daisy spacer on. Heather? I don't even know how I just did that. It's par for the course when it comes to me, though. Ooh, I also have, if we don't want to use those, I also have I had over here. Oh, here they are, but they're big. I have these too. We might be able to. I don't know how we would fit those in, but I know that they're there now. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this all the way down. Wait, where did my other daisy spacer go? Maybe I didn't put it in. Okay. Just like that. I need a smaller bead in the center. That is too big. I could also make some sandalwood in. And I can start with that, because it's smaller. And it kind of brings in the red of the antique copper because of the reddish tones of the wood. 3 spacers together make a great little bead section. Yeah, they do. Nice pun, Dawn. What did Dawn say? Haha, yes. I love this group. I love this group. Let me see. It's the daisy spacers with the wood beads. Okay, I don't want it that way, but I do want to go wood bead, 1 daisy space. I always, when I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing, I always put it together up at the top, so that if I don't like it, I don't have to pull it all the way up or all the way down to do so. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty. Okay, so that's going to be the first section on both. Wrap it around 2 fingers. Pull it over and across till you see it in the back. Pull it through once. Pull it through twice. And then, like I said, I like to use my awl to direct where the knot's going to go. And then I just kind of seat my knot, just like that. Do so on the other side as well. I don't know that I clicked size, but going through just fine. All right. So in watching the other ladies here, I like when Dorothy says that she doesn't set resolutions, she sets goals, and I love that. I'm gonna pull over 2 of mine from last year. This is gonna be the 3rd year for the first one, which is that if I get any kind of prompting or something comes in my head that there's something I need to do, even if I don't understand the what, the where, the why, I do it. And the other one is that I'm not going to let how other people react keep me from being myself. Okay. And then I have some BB goals too. Obviously, I want to keep a journal this year, like a jewelry journal, so that I can track my progress and also leave oh my gosh, leave little notes about patterns so that if I am kind of in a design slump and don't know what to do, I can go back. I don't like the 2. I can go back and read the notes and have it say like, oh, this one you started with a 6-inch piece of wire, stuff like that, so I don't have to restart, because even just doing you can change 1 bead and it looks like a completely new design. No, I don't. I like the daisy spacer, just not with that, the way that that one stone is drilled. Yes, that's better. This is gonna look very, very organic, and I'm all about it. But yeah, and I think it is important to keep all of your progress in mind so that you can see what you've done. So, yeah. And, our little community is growing, guys. And it may not have been as quickly as other things, but I firmly believe that and prefer that I have quality over quantity. So I thoroughly enjoy. I think I just messed up that knot because I was talking. Randy is a pro at unknotting things. I don't know how she does it. And of course, I pulled it really tight. Let's see here if I can figure this out. And it's a certain knot. She can do it though. Come on. Man. Yep. Don't worry, the string will not go to waste. I will use it for another project. When you see you're not, Heather, stop talking. It's okay. We hadn't gotten far. And I would much rather be reminded of this now and not when I'm like 10 inches in on either side. So, yeah. So, grab another piece of cord. I'll probably use those for bracelets. A wingspan and a little bit of extra. I don't know if I asked this of all of you guys last night, but I do want to show to see if you guys would be interested in learning and adding crochet. So this is a choker, and I just alternated the little stars with the this is this moss agate? Yes, with the moss agate, and then I put a tiny butterfly in. So I made this while listening to a live the other night. So, and this is very simple. It's not crazy stitches. It's single and half double crochets. This is a cord that I made using seed beads and cording, and it's just the chain stitch. And I like to use these as cord. So have that. And then this one is a little bit more complicated, but I made this as well, just using a stitch. I have another one around here somewhere that I did. That's blue and orange. Where'd the blue one end up going at? I have a blue one too. I just don't know what I did with it. But if this is something you guys would be interested in learning how to do, I can always throw these in every so often. So I really like this as cording for necklaces. I think it's just so pretty and it's so simple. The hardest part about it is stringing all the seed beads. But if you do the method where you glue this and wipe off the excess so it doesn't become a lot thicker, and because that makes it harder to go through beads at that point. But it's a very nice chain. You can also do 3 of them and then like braid them, and it looks really good. So, or like if you're making a multi-strand project, you can obviously not. And you can just have this as one of your strands. And you could do this one and just not make this 3rd row right there. And it's a pretty bracelet as well. But yes, quality simply means we're building a community based on respect, trust, truly So you are always welcome to post your links here, and they will be mentioned. They will be, and you can show everything in the Beaded Besties group as well. You can post your designs. You can post your Etsy store. You can post your website. You can post your jewelry for sale. You can post your videos. The only thing that is not allowed is that once somebody says, I'm interested in buying this, how much does it cost? That's when the conversation needs to head over to Messenger, and not happen in the comments of the group. So that's all. And it is not like we don't have post approvals, unless Facebook flags something as spam and holds it off. We we go and we review it, and we either approve it to be posted or not. So there is an admin team for Beading Besties. It does not belong to any one person or channel or whatever. It belongs to all of us as a community. Okay, fold over the plastic with a drop of glue in it, pull it through, and then you're going to do it one more time with a piece that does not have glue to pull off any extra. And then obviously you're going to separate those. Oh, I should have done the other end too. Oh, no. Why would I need the other? I was thinking I had two separate strands. All right, those are already dry. Okay, so if you wanted a lark's head knot as the front, you go through the front of the loop, and then you pull the cords through the loop, and then on this side you'll get the little line. If you come from the back to the front, that's when you get what is known as a reverse lark's head knot. I'm going to pull that down, and then I'm going to do I'm actually only going to do one knot. I'm not going to go through it several times. Pull it, seat it. Very nice. Okay, here we go again. Sorry about that, guys. I just love how fast the Gorilla Glue dries. It dries so fast, in seconds. So you're not having to wait for glue to dry to go on with your project. Not that if you're a chatty Cathy like me, that's necessary. I can fill the time, but yeah. Let's not go through. Does anybody else feel like they threatened something and then they let go and the bead falls to their mat? That happens to me all the time. And I don't know if it's just because it's my nerves or what, so I don't feel it correctly, but now I am going to do the sergeant's knot in between each section of my pattern. And I will tell you guys that stringing is not an easy technique. It is one that takes time. Once you're good at it, it becomes meditative to me. But stringing doesn't have to be complicated. Like, you don't have to have the full design. Design one section at a time. Like, this is one section. Then I'm going on to the tiger eye, one gold daisy spacer, and then a garden quartz, another daisy spacer, and another tiger eye. And that is my second section. And I'm going to pull it down just like that. A butterfly knot. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know what a butterfly knot is. Dawn, you're going to teach me something, girl. I've done macrame and knotting for a long time, and I've never heard of buffalo. But yes, I have both, and I think they may be similar, but I believe Ceylon may be a different finish and not better. However, I'm guessing I haven't knotted yet. I think the difference is the side. No, 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 no. Mister, you need to walk down to the end of the bead. Thank you. And seat that knot. So I just want to go back to this. Bum, bum, bum. I really wish I had some copper daisy spacers. Wait, didn't I just get some antique copper? I feel like I just got some antique copper here. I did. Haha. Okay, you guys can all laugh at me. I'm completely okay with it. Can anybody guess what I'm about to do? Because your girl be crazy. I'm about to start over again because I just found those and I want to use those in this piece over the antique bronze. I know this probably annoys the hell out of you guys, but I get bead FOMO and I'm always afraid if I don't if I don't try or don't see the different beads I have available, I'm gonna miss the best option. And to me right now, that best option is to go to the antique copper and use those spacers instead. I might still use the gold, but I'm not even sure about that. Yeah, that's good. Good thing this glue dries so darn quick, right? Because your girl keeps changing everything. Because she's crazy. What's the reminder of what? Anyone has forgotten? It's like, oh, thank you. Thank you for letting people know and encouraging that, Beth. Okay, separate these so they don't glue together. Almost. Alrighty. Ready to go. Let's do the lark's head knot or reverse lark's head knot, whichever one this ends up being. Hold on. Okay. Go ahead and do the first knot again. Use my awl. Get it down where it needs to be. Okay, let's see here. We're going to see if these wood beads are still a good size for this, because they may not be, as these antique copper are a little bit bigger. Huh. Do we like, or is it too big? It's essentially what the double floral bead caps were giving. I feel like the diameter is just a bit bigger. So maybe instead of those, let's see what the like opalescence looks like. Make sure it's not too like on tone. I like that better. I'm gonna thread it on the other side to make sure that we don't have too much jockeying back and forth for like space right there. I may have to put at least one wood bead at the, I'm almost positive I'm going to. I can just do one wood bead by itself. It doesn't have to, yeah. We're gonna have to do a bead, one of the wood beads on each strand, just to give us more space right at the beginning so that the beads aren't fighting for space. Okay. Over my two fingers, through the loop once and twice. Get my awl in place. And you don't even have to have an awl to do knotting this way. You could take you could use a piece of wire like this and just get your knot all the way down to where you need to be. Pull out the piece of wire and seat your knot. So it doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't have to have an awl. I say as I now. Is this just a sign that knotting is not the move for me today? I don't understand why this. I know the second I go off camera, it's going to be just fine. But this is what happens. I prefer happy little accidents, not just this happening. I wonder if I just put another knot over the top, if that will make it okay. Because having an extra knot is a heck of a lot less. So I don't even mind that they're two different, like one's higher than the other. It leaves even less chance of like fighting for space. Let me see if I just do one more knot and pull it down to see if that helps take up that extra room. Because again, I wasn't paying attention like I should have been. Do we think anybody will believe me if I say it's a design choice? Yeah, that did take up the room. So I just need to, I'll just put another knot on this one to bulk up the side so it matches the other side. It did take up the space I wanted it to. Now we just have to get this one seated right over. And as you can see, you can also do it with your fingers. You don't have to have a tool. Okay, there, fixed it. Don't have to start over again. Ooh. So but I do want to go to the tiger eye first. Do I want to go tiger eye, garden quartz, tiger eye, and then to this, but with knots in between the beads? Let me see what this looks like in between the tiger eye. These tiger eye are gorgeous. Randy found some beautiful, oh no, I love that. So if I do that way, what if I then did, I wish my fingers would cooperate. Is that the design gods going, no, don't do that? There's that. Or we could do just a garden quartz in between and not worry about these at all. I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to do the tiger eye, spacer tiger eye, and then I'll just do garden quartz by itself or with bead caps. Go ahead and knot this. Okay. I want to be picky and use these that have like the little bits of sparkle in them because I feel like it puts some more light into the pattern because it is just a lighter bead color, but then also like pick out the ones that have those little bits of sparkle to them. I really like that. And yeah, I don't think that the garden quartz needs anything. I'm gonna do a wood bead, a knot, and then the garden quartz because I really like the wood with the I like the wood with the antique copper a lot. Yes, I like that. Okay. I like this. I like this a lot. I hope that you guys are all enjoying your project. Heather, move beads up so we can see. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so bad about that. And I wasn't looking up and reading the comments either. I'm sorry. So out of the garden quartz, I'm just trying to pull these ones that have more of the sparkle in it. It's not quite sunstone, though some of them get more to that point. But I want to use these ones that look like a little you have all those as beads and that's all we can see. Okay. Let me clean up then and get these off of my mat. I'm sorry, ladies. I just got caught up in what I was doing and I wasn't paying attention. I apologize for that. I'll put these back away so that they're not in the way and I can just pull out ones at a time without having it all over my mat. Yeah, tweezers is another good method. It's kind of the same as the awl because you're keeping the knot on until it's down at the bottom, and then you just seat your knot. I use all of the different methods at one time or another, depending upon the project. I just Not a lot of people use the all method. At least I haven't seen it in a lot of tutorials, so I just decided that I wanted to show you guys this one today, just in case you have had a problem with knotting and maybe needed a different method to use. So that was my thinking behind it. And the other day, I showed you guys how to do the alternating half hitch knot to make a necklace. It's in the Bargain Bee Box series channel playlist that's on my channel. So you can go check that off. That one is quite a bit easier than this and moves faster than this does. So, especially when you get a hang of doing it and it's just like repetition. I was able to do an entire piece in like 35, 40 minutes, and I was talking and explaining during that time as well. So, and if you see me, I like to pull. I moved it to where I'm pulling it down the awl, like up here, so it doesn't fall off, because I kept getting problems the other way, but I wanted you guys to see it. So I thought having it done on the mat would be easier and would achieve that better. But it wasn't, because I had to redo it so many times. And the awl does come down to a taper. So if you just slowly kind of slide it down while also keeping your finger on the knot when you go to seat it, you just I use my thumbnail. I have very strong thumbnails. It's an odd brag, but yeah. Exactly, Dawn. Creative chaos, exactly. But it makes sense to us. I like to see as many options as possible. Sometimes I come up with 2 or 3 designs out of one just by changing up the beads. So I also don't typically do surgeon knots, or I had in the past, but I saw Randy do it, and I liked that it made the knot part of the design as well, almost like a seed bead. So I was like, I'm going to give that a try. Back to our tiger eye. Repeat. The other good thing about using these stackers is that it's a much cleaner cleanup. You just re-stack it. Like, it's not, especially if you don't pour them out on your mat like I did, then all you have to do is stack them on top of each other and you're good to go. So I used the same method that Becky and Jenny did for a long time, but it was always hard for me to get the stuff out of the little areas. I didn't like it. It was time consuming. Like I said, they would go into the different sections, and so this is easier for storing. I love my glass jars with cork. When it comes to working with a specific bead box, the stackers work. And then when I'm done and I'm no longer using it, then that's when I transfer it into my glass jars. Or like I have a dedicated tiger eye box, so those tiger eyes would just go into that box. But yeah. Oh, I forgot the garden port. I'm also very excited to give that silver clay stuff. I'm excited to get to play with that in 2026. Like, I think it's going to be fun. It's expensive, but I think it's going to be fun. I'm checking my link when I'm done with this little section because I don't like to have a lot of beads on my neck itself. So I might just finish it off just using the wood beads along the back because I think that that would be more comfortable than having the larger beads. It'll be more like this, but and I got a new box that I'm going to be unboxing after this. Um, I was very excited about it. Well, I'll just show you guys. It goes back to some of the stuff that we have talked about when it comes to the other subscriptions versus a Beatbox Bargains, or like Randy's Christmas box that she does once a year is it came out to, like, if it would have been a yearly thing, it came out to being like $10 a month. And I was more like, it was most definitely worth it. You get a lot of beads. They all go together very pretty, or they go together very well. Prettily. Prettily. That is a very technical term. Prettily. Okay, so we're at about just about 7 inches on this side. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do like another 3 inches, but I think I'm gonna do one more garden quartz. Or do I just want to do one more section altogether of the pattern? Yeah, I might go through the pattern one more time. And then I'm gonna do the other side and hold it up to myself. And I did it again. Well, that's a little bit more noticeable, but the gap would have been even more noticeable had I left that on. I don't know why that one got away from me. I'm about to pull out I will likely finish this using either my knotting tool or my tweezers. I don't know about all you, but I'm excited for Beth to be making videos in 2026. She's very talented. It will take some of the things off of my shoulders. Like if I wanted to do another series, like using the entire bargain bead box, we could even I would do a design and then tell her how many of each bead to pull from her collection, and then she could do the next design and then tell me which ones to pull. So that will be very helpful. I'm looking forward to it in 2026. It'll also give me the opportunity to design with my beads from my stash. So it'll be good. Yeah. You mean you're going to do videos, Gloria? I just put a pork picnic roast in the crock pot for one chemical. Ooh, I bet that's good. Yum. Did you sear the roast first? But yes. I'm lucky because Beth is going to do so on my channel, and to help me, and I'm all about it. I'm excited about it. I will moderate while she does the designing. She is an amazing designer. So don't let her, I'm not as good as Heather or Rosanna. Yes, yes, you are. You may not have all the technical skills that myself, Randy, Rosanna, whatever have, simply because of the time we've been doing, like the length of time we've done it. But your designs are just as beautiful. So I don't want to hear none of that mess. Because that's what it is, mess. Okay. Finishing it off with the garden quartz. And then, like I said, I'm going to just go to the wood beads after that. Come on, slide down. Why are you being stubborn? There we go. One more garden quartz and then the rest all the way up. Oops. So Dorothy, if you need help or have any questions about the loops, sweetie, I can always jump on a messenger call or send you the link so that you can come into a studio on StreamYard, and do all of that. I hope it made sense and I wasn't off camera the whole time I was showing it. Yeah, I like that. It's nice and long. So now I can just do the wood beads for probably only like, probably won't need much more than like 4 or 5, unless I want it to be something that I want it to just slide over the head. And like I said, I'm not going to finish this off until I've done the other side. So I will get this one side done. I'm also going to try to be better about, like, if I see a pattern and I have it figured out before I come on, then I will make sure that I have most of the links made ahead of time or something like that, because not everybody likes the long form videos. I don't mind them. I don't mind making them. I'm going to be doing that, like what I'm showing, no matter what. So, but even like this design, the pattern was completed, 40 minutes ago. So you can always pop off at that point and then just come back later to watch the way that I finish it. Oops. Like later in the day once the live portion is over. So that will help. I think I want this to be an over the head design. because it just looks like good sweater necklace to me. And this would be an easy one to like layer with. Like I could go in and string up some of the garden quartz or the wood beads and just crochet the heck out of it, and use that as another strand because it's not difficult. And for the most part, I use the same size crochet hook, which is like, I think 2.25 or 2.5. 2.25. And so you don't have to go out and buy a whole set. You can just go to Hobby Lobby or hop on Amazon and get this one specifically. It is size B 2.25 millimeter, and I believe these are the clover ones. They are the best, in my opinion. Now, are there some where a different, like this is aluminum? This is the most versatile hook there is, but sometimes like you need a wood crochet hook for different pieces, different yarns and stuff. And I have been crocheting for a while, so like I'm trying to think about what I use the wood for, or the wood. What am I thinking? I can't remember. I have like 4 different sets of hooks, and I use them all for different skills or purposes. So like I could take one of these strands that I had to cut off, right, and do a loop, which is just a slip knot. It's not like anything fancy or whatnot. Right? I can string up the wood beads from the, normally I string it directly on the spool, but because I was just gonna show this quickly, I'm just going to slide them on here. I usually do it from the top, but if you wanted to just do a simple layering strand, come on. Why does this one bead not want to go on it? So I would just have the wood beads. And this is the simple chain stitch, guys. It's a standard stitch in crochet. And all you're going to do is take, well, move those down for a second so I can show you. Is take the loop in your hand. You're going to put it under there and pull it down and through. And the reason I was holding that knot is because the first one is always the hardest. And then I like to do 2 or 3 stitches before I bring beads down. But then all you do is pull the bead down, do a chain stitch. With bigger beads like this, I do a stitch in between rather than just going one after another. It looks better, in my opinion, to have the extra stitch through. but again, you don't have to have the extra stitch. You could even do what I call a scooch stitch, whereas I would have pulled the loop tighter. Like I would have taken this like this, and I would have scooted my knot down to make that stitch smaller. But the other good thing about this stitch, it's very easy to undo and redo if you make a mistake or are giving an example while teaching. So then you have something like that. And then you could just pair that up as another strand to go along with it. And it's very easy. The thing that takes the most time is stringing the beads. So it's not a difficult tool, but yes. Oh yeah. Oh really, Caroline? That's good. I don't plan on editing, so this might be very. I'm all about the squirrel, so I'm excited. Yeah, the brand is Clover. I'm pretty sure. Let me verify that. And like I said, I'm using the here, let's go. Yes, it's Clover. So you can, like, this is a whole set. You don't need the whole set. Just get the 2.25 or the 2.5 or a 2 millimeter. Some things when you're using a thinner cord look better when you use a smaller needle and are pulling it in more. But yeah, it's been good. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. I'll show you the finished piece tomorrow, and have another project ready to go. And I will see you guys then. I hope you all have a fabulous day. And as always, happy beading.